Good afternoon. Я вас вітаю. Shalom and welcome. My name is Alina. I'm decision making and spiritual coach. Also, I run this little YouTube channel, and here I like to discuss some topics that I believe can be helpful and interesting and can bring positive change to those who will watch those videos. So in recent video, what we discussed was a topic related to relationships, while it's relationship with your romantic partner, your husband, wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, or relationship with your family members, your friends, your co-workers or employees if you have a business. And then we went a little like wider and we spoke about our interaction in our community and even going bigger in our society. And we briefly touched this moment that sometimes people are advocating. I gave an example about work at that video, that sometimes people are advocating for things that will impact others but not impact them directly, or things that they are not fully or not at all aware that will change their routine at work, or in community, in society. And sometimes we are advocating or even demanding some changes and things that we're not fully aware. What does it mean? Where does it come from? Why it even came to our mind as an idea, but also not being fully responsible for things we're advocating for, that we are personally not ready to make changes and give up part of our personal comfort for some changes, for example, in work environment or in your community or HOA or wherever. And from there, I thought that maybe I will make one more video talking about society and social issues, because in recent years, and I think it's getting like bigger and bigger, um, we have a lot of tension in society. We have a lot of things that are unhealthy for society, for community, and at the end of the day, to people on their very personal level. So I was thinking how to address it, because there are so many different angles how to talk about it, and I actually can talk about it for hours. Sociology was my favorite thing in the university, and also, of course, I'm impacted by some of things that are happening. I don't want to talk too much about my personal experience and things I'm dealing with, but I want to talk about something more general that I think that everyone can find something helpful for themselves and bring more awareness, help to avoid situations when you are manipulated by someone and you're doing things that you literally do not want to do, and being like emotionally involved. Maybe some egregor stuff is enrolled there also in this situation. And it's a really, really wide topic, but let's start from the beginning and say that we are social beings. We need social interaction with other people. It's a very important part of our mental health and well-being. And in recent years, especially after COVID, but I think even when the technology started being more and more advanced and affordable, that we all have computers now, we all have um, smartphones, we spend a lot of time in different chats and forums and Facebook and Instagram, and all these substitutes of real communication face to face with real people. So starting from there, it's little by little, and then little by little becomes a lot. And then COVID hit, and we were sort of forced, even we were not big fans of remote communication or Zoom communication and chats and WhatsApp and text messages, and all this like became probably main way to communicate for some time. And thanks God, we are post-COVID, we are coming back to our normal, but nothing is the same after major stress event. It's important to be aware of it also in relationship, also at work, also with health issues, with basically everything. Like things are not exactly the same as they were before something major happened. And the stress of this COVID like time we spent basically by our own or with very very small amount of family members influences our ability to communicate with other people, let's say it like this, in real life. From another hand, we still need this social like interaction need because it's our nature. It's even if you say, no, I'm an introvert, I'm getting tired of people. I don't need too much people. I see them once a week. Goodbye. I don't need them. They make me tired, anxious, whatever. Anyway, you still need people. We still need people. It matters to us. What do they think? What do they say? That they show us respect, that people show us appreciation, love, sympathy, or empathy, who prefers what to say. We still need this human connection, more human connection, less human connection, but we still need some level of human connection and communication with others. This interaction is crucial for our mental health. This is part of our nature, and we cannot argue this unless we don't want to mislead ourselves and make us believe in something false. And because it was disrupted by events of COVID and other things, some people lost, or young people even didn't develop some friendships that we were naturally developing when we were in more standard natural situations like before COVID. Like, for example, children that were at school during class breaks. Same thing comes to students in universities, colleges. During the lecture, there is some connection, you smile to each other, or you agree, or you ask for a pen, or you do something. And of course, on a break, you eat together, you walk together, you sit together, you meet people. And when this was disrupted by some events that are very unusual events, let's be honest here, we feel this void, that something is missing. I need more to my soul. I need more communication with people. I need more belonging. I need more unity. I need more like-minded people. And we all need like-minded people. We really, really love really like like-minded people. I always like to say it, it may be a little cynical of me, but I like to say this, that people really enjoy their thoughts and ideas and beliefs told to them by others in slightly different rephrased manner, but very, very close to what they feel and think. And it's also a natural thing. Don't blame yourself for feeling like that. I also feel like that. Of course, I like-minded people. Of course, I like people that share my values and share my views and have same moral, I don't know, compass and moral values, and that share views on important things to me. And I really, really appreciate and value those people, and they're very dear to my heart. And of course, it's very easy, when you meet someone and you have things in common, you create this connection, this click, like, wow, you said this is wonderful, I already like you, I like you because you like things that I like. Also, it brings certain level of safety when people are having same views. We are like on one side, we are not in conflict, and it also makes us feel more safe, secure, welcomed, more belonging, more maybe love in the future, that we will really develop some relationship from there. Maybe we will become friends, or maybe we will be dating or whatever. Okay, and all this, because it was interrupted, opens a door to pretty manipulative people, organizations, and movements to fulfill this void, to fulfill this emptiness, and to create a false feeling of community, of belonging, that we are together. And you look at this crowd, we're all friends here, we have all the same ideas and views and values, and here are our views and values that we all share. You share them, of course you do, don't you? And then you're somehow, or someone, maybe your younger sister, brother, maybe your kids, if you have kids that are already, college age or early after college age, especially young people, this really can drag them into like, wow, I have so many new friends in this cool crowd, and we meet in person together, and we go somewhere together, and then we do there something together, we chant together, and we hold some banners together that someone is so nice and providing them to us already printed and so convenient to hold. And from there we are going deeper into something that is not exactly who we are. But let's talk a little bit about how does it work. And it works very simple, by classic model of Maslow. It can be explained from many different angles, but I think this is one of the easiest and very convenient way to explain it. Okay, we have these physiological needs, like needs for water, food, roof above our head, rest, sleep, um, some basic comfort. Like in modern days, it probably will be somewhere, air conditioner will be somewhere here. A second thing that we need is safety, is like physical safety, that I'm not threatened and I'm not under attack, and emotional and intellectual security also. Then we have love and belonging. Here all the family and friends and feelings of connection comes from. And then we have self-esteem. We'll talk about more about confidence and recognition and respect and feeling of accomplishment. And here, the smallest one, but actually the highest one, is like really self fulfillment and realization, and doing something meaningful, something like higher good or higher goal, the purpose of a soul, or creativity, different things. So one of the main things that we are focused when our basic needs are met, so physiological and safety needs, are basic needs. I wrote here, basic needs. And they are more or less met. We, in most of Western oriented countries, are more or less safe. Of course, there is crime, and there are some places that are less safe for those or other reasons. I'm not going too much into politics and wars and everything, but more or less in Western oriented society, we feel like our physiological needs are met and we are more or less safe. Okay, and then we come to this psychological needs that we have here that are not exactly met. And this is a place where others can manipulate us and to create sort of maybe false feeling of fulfillment of those needs. Okay, let's talk about it. So, love and belonging. What does it mean? We need other people. We people need other people. We need our crowd. We need our folks. We need people that share our views, values, and we will do something together. This interaction, this warmth of real communication. Doesn't matter how much time you spend on Facebook or in some other groups or Instagram. That doesn't matter how many hundreds of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers do you have. It cannot be instead of meeting with people and sharing a meal together, laughing together, hugging each other. It's something very valuable for us, and spending time together. And this is where we're talking about belonging and friends. That was a little interrupted by COVID and technology and all this stuff, and we really enjoy opportunity to spend time with other people. And this is where some clubs or movements or people can invite you to some events about things that you are not fully aware of or not aware of at all. Of course, I'm not talking about something that is really, really close to your heart, something you're very well informed about, like, the park in your neighborhood that will be removed and replaced with some car wash or one more apartment building or something random, or something that affects directly you and your family. Um, I'm talking about something general that doesn't affect you, your family, that you don't have deep knowledge about it, but because you were invited, you're sort of starting to be interested in it, or you just, okay, I will go there and will have fun. I will meet new people. Maybe I will meet friends. Maybe I will meet a potential boyfriend or girlfriend. And maybe it will be some networking, wherever. You're going to meet the crowd because you were invited by some people, some organizations or movement, wherever. And there you're looking for belonging and maybe hoping to find love of friendship or romantic relationship. Okay, also the esteem part is also important because we need some recognition, we need some respect, we need some confidence, we need some feeling of I'm supported, people appreciate what I do. They give me applause, they support me, they tell me that I'm doing something important, they are like really, really proud of me. And then when you get a crowd of new friends, um, and then you are willing to make some statements or post some posts, especially if you have, I don't know, 1,000 or 10,000 followers on Instagram or wherever, TikTok or somewhere, you saying, I will, what you said is important issue. I never thought about it before, but now when you told me, I believe this and this and this, just you repeating what they said, slightly rephrasing it, you're getting a wave of improvement from people. And then you're posting it, and then they give you a lot of likes, you get more followers. Also, people that you're meeting are appreciating you more, and you're becoming more respectful, and you feel that you have friends and you are loved. Okay, we are going here. And then what is even more dangerous, because then at some point they can tell you that, okay, you have friends now, look at this crowd, we are all your friends, we are all together. And I will maybe making a separate video about it, but I will tell you very much in short something important to remember. Crowd is no one's friend. There are no friends in the crowd. Friends are very specific people that you know a lot about them, they know a lot about you, and you deeply care about each other. You know your and their parents' names. They know when is your birthday. They know what you're struggling with. They care about your feelings. They care about your future. They are willing to forgive you some imperfections and disagreements. Those are friends. Friends are specific people, and this is a very small number of very specific people, and you have deep emotional connection, sometimes better than with your brothers and sisters, more unity, and you know more about each other, and you really, if you will get questionary about each other, you will feel pretty free to feel the answers and making very little amount of mistakes. Okay, those are friends. Crowds are not friends. Movements are not friends. Big clubs with hundreds of people are not friends, even if you somehow remember other people's name and they more or less remember your name, and they follow you on Instagram and they like everything you post about the matters they care about. Okay, the really dangerous thing, and this is where indoctrination and radicalization even can happen. This is a self fulfillment and self actualization, you can say, or higher goal of being. Even we can say something like big, like something bigger than me, bigger than life, some main goals. Okay, so those people can tell you that if you do certain things or if you participate in certain events together with them, there is a chance that you will change the world and you will do something so big that your name will be remembered forever as some, I don't know, eh, I don't want to say revolutionary, but someone that made a big, big, big change. And for these things, we need to do some things that maybe are immoral. Okay, maybe something violent, maybe something illegal, maybe something hateful, and this is all for higher good, and you will be like achieving something very, very important, something bigger than you, something that you will be changing societies and changing cultures and doing something very big. And of course, ego plays a very big role here. Um, this feeling of our own importance can be very tricky and can play bad games with us. But here I want to say the most important thing, probably, of this video. Thank you for those that stayed for all those 20 minutes. And here I want to say something very important, that when you can definitely know that something is very wrong in all these new friends and this movement you support or this activism you are doing, that if you disagree, if you say, no, I will not come to protests anymore, I will stop posting on my page about this cause, or this thing you are saying now, I don't agree with it, I thought about it, I made my own research with I don't know, I googled it, I went to a library, I checked not resources you were providing me, but I checked my own resources, I checked neutral resources, and something is not completely right, and maybe you're even trying to say, maybe you're believing that you will provide them information and those facts will change their thought about anything, and then you see that their thoughts are not thoughts, they are ideology, and they're not rooted in facts, they just have agenda and they're following this agenda and they want you to go with them blindly. So when you say, something here with all this is not exactly what I'm interested about, I love you all and you're all my friends, and I want to hang out with you and go to a bar together or like just spend time together, but not about this specific activism, they can then turn it into very well known thing that is called, yes, cancel culture. What does it mean to cancel someone? If you disagree with me, if you don't post things I like, if you don't share my views, I will ignore you. I will cancel you. I will unsubscribe. I will tell my friends to unsubscribe. I will not say hello when I see you in the street or in the office or at school or at college. I will say to other people that you're not cool. I will say that if they spend time with you, I will cancel them too. And this comes a big threat to what? We're going from here, boom, down here to safety. So, safety, I mean the feeling of emotional and intellectual security. You are not feeling secure that what you say is okay. If you say something wrong, you will be hated, you will be canceled, and in some cases, you will be physically attacked, which happened on United States, European, Canadian, and Australian campuses. For example, in 2023, 2024, and 2025 to Jewish and pro-Israel students. People that say that they believe that Israel has a right to exist and Jews have rights to live in their historic homeland, boom, they got attacked physically. They were not allowed to enter class by other people from their other students from their class were blocking the doors. They were attacked physically. People stopped talking to them. People were harassing them. People were boycotting them, bullying them. And then everything came to basic needs. So while basic needs are not met, this is a huge, huge stress and fear. And then we are becoming sort of hostages of this. We must sort of agree with things, we must say things, we must, or at least stay quiet. But in many cases, we also are expected to post on our social video media. If we're celebrities, we see celebrities are saying things and in support of things that are trending when they're getting applause from crowds. They're not saying things when they're booed by crowds. But crowds say, I boo, like, I hate you, I don't want to see you, I don't want to hear you. No, celebrities know very well what to support. They support things that are trending, that will give them love and belonging. Love and belonging, esteem, self-esteem, yeah, and maybe even this feeling that they're doing something for the world, and they are like sort of altruistic world changers and savers. But you barely see a celebrity that comes and says something not trendy and not popular. And I'm telling you all this because I think it's very important to know that we can be manipulated, our friends can be manipulated, and especially our younger brothers and sisters can be manipulated. If you're more or less my age and you have like a younger sister or brother at college, it is like in their early 20s, pay attention to this, because maybe all they're doing are not because they became some radical something, but because they feel so much pressure and they're dragged into some movements or some ideas that are trendy and they need to be in this trend because they're afraid that their basic need of safety will be threatened. So I hope this video is informative, interesting, and helpful. I will really appreciate your comments, your support, your reposts, your likes to this video. I think it's very important in this very, very unstable time to talk about things like society, like manipulations, like movements that are dragging people to support things they don't really know about, don't really support, but are pushed into some agendas to support them. And I think understanding it will help us to be less vulnerable to be dragged into those situations. Also, if you have brothers and sisters that are younger than you, if you have kids, I think it can be very, very helpful. And together, little by little, we can overcome this division and anger and hate and very, very unhealthy trends in our society. And I hope it will happen sooner than later. And I wish you all the best. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. And I will see you in my next live stream. Bye bye.